The sequence agent is really your core tool in Octave for designing your email campaigns as well as your LinkedIn outreach automations. Think of it as your playground for hyper-relevant copy at scale. It lets you automate one-to-one outbound that is aware of both your business context as well as your copywriting preferences, both of which might have or require a lot of nuance. The key thing here is we want you to be able to scale a highly relevant one-to-one copywriting approach to your potentially diverse lead list. Instead of writing manual emails to all your prospects, you are essentially using Octave as the intelligent system that knows everything about your business and how you talk to different parts of your market and how to frame your offer in ways that's relevant to whoever might be in your list. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is select a test subject. So this is important because it lets us run the sequence at any time while we are configuring. So this basically lets us have someone to run this on regardless of the state of the agent. You're going to want to pick someone who's representative of your list, someone you'd actually want to reach out to. This way, every time you make a change, you can immediately see how it affects the actual output. You're not just building an abstract at the end of the day, you're seeing what it would look like to send a real email to a real person. Cool, now let's get into this configuration. First question, is this a cold email sequence or is it a different type of outreach? So you can choose from different types of outbound or even inbound or a custom type of sequence if that's most appropriate. Next, how many steps are we doing? It's going to be 3 email, 4 email, 5 email sequence because that might change based on how we want this sequence to flow. Then there's model selection. We typically find that the middle model, Echo here, is the most balanced one for the majority of use cases. But there are a few instances where you might want to consider something different. If you have a lot of context and a lot of nuance in Octave, or you want to pass in a lot of context at runtime, you might want to go with this harmony model, which could potentially ingest all that information better and put it into an email. If you have a very simple offer and you are just trying to save credits, then you can go with the pulse model. So agent level custom instructions is where you put instructions which apply to all of the emails you want to write in the sequence. So for example, right, like you might want to put stuff here around avoiding certain spam words, or maybe you don't like sending M dashes because that makes you think that might be indicative of AI. Stuff like that would go in here to basically tell it across all these emails, do this or don't do this. Now, it could also be useful in instances, for example, where you're doing warm outbound sequence and basically telling the agent across the board just like why these contacts are warm, right? Like they're warm because they visited our website or they signed up for a free account. And it could just be general information that the agent should know about for the entire campaign. Cool, so the configuration is done. The test subject is selected. We know what type of sequence this is, and we can give it some baseline instructions. Next up, we are going to select what we're actually offering and what context from the library we actually want to use here. And we'll get to that in the next video. Thank you.